Hi everyone, Sarah here today, and today is March 4th and the launch of the new Brass&Bliss website, and I am playing with the new Brass&Bliss Find Your Bliss die along with some sneaks of the Always Peony stamp die and stencil set. That's what I was showing you there at the beginning. I had already went ahead and cut out multiple layers of white for the background of Find Your Bliss, and then I cut out a layer of blue for the top as well. I also went ahead and pre-stamped a bunch of the Always Peonies. I did them in all three sizes along with a bunch of the different leaves so that I could sit here and go ahead and use the stencil and do my little stenciling over that. I use a lot of Distress Oxide. I know that I'm using Salvage Patina, Peacock Feather, just a bunch of them. I keep forgetting that these aren't necessarily the best when it comes to everything. I do love my Distress Oxides, and they worked well this time. So I went ahead and did this. I'm going to go ahead and add to the leaves. I'm doing two-tone on pretty much everything. The stencils have a base, and then they have one that has different lines and stuff in it. So that's where I do my shadowing. Every once in a while, I'll forget to move it down, and then I realize what I'm doing. But they're really easy to work with. I just have to get used to using them. So here, I had done a bunch of the stenciling on a ton of the stamped images. And so I'm going to show you that I'm going to place the little dies over the stamped images, the ones that I'd already colored in and everything, and I will cut those out. I won't make you watch me do all of them, just like I didn't make you watch me do all the stamping or all the coloring in of every single one of them. I am working in the color scheme of the Brass&Bliss site and their company. It works out well. I love the colors together for one. But here I'm going to go ahead and stick all these different layers of white that I had cut out for the shadow of the Find Your Bliss die. So I'm doing that to add some dimension to the card without having to add, the foam or anything like that. The top one is a glitter paper, so it will look a little different. I don't use every single one of the ones I cut out, but I used 5 of them. And then I added the glitter paper on top. Here I had placed some the minty tape over the top of my words for Find Your Bliss. And so I went ahead and peeled those off, and I am going to glue them down to the shadow part. And I did this in a pretty darker blue. And I'm going to go ahead and continue on adding these to the shadow. It's a really fun scripty font, and I love the way it looks. And I love the sentiment too, to be honest. It can work for a lot of different things, and it can really work for scrapbooking too, layouts and stuff like that, along with the flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down, and then I will grab the cover or the base of my card. So I'll do that here in a second, but I'm making sure that I find those little tops of the eyes because I always forget to do that. Here is the card panel that I will put on the base of my card. This is actually textured. It's white on white polka dots, and they're raised. Here I'm coloring in where a little bit of the ink got outside of the lines. So I go over it with a white gel pen there so that you can't see it. And here I'm just going to play with them until I get them in an order that I like, where the colors are where I like and everything. The only color that's in here that is not in their color scheme is the green. And I went ahead and added some of the little leaves in there around the flowers because I like the leaves in there too. But I added a dark blue one, the teal, the orange, and the yellow. So all the colors are in here from the company's logo, which is kind of appropriate for today, seeing as how, it's the launch of the new website. I'm going to go ahead and move all these and glue them, just add a little glue to the base so they're not completely flat down. Here's where you see me lifting them up a little bit and just adding a little bit of glue underneath them. This is kind of what I do for everything, including my scrapbooking. I don't like to stick things completely flat down if I don't have to. Here I'm adding in a couple more leaves, trying to find what I think will work in the area. But honestly, this card went really fast. I didn't expect it to, but with the fact that there's coordinating dies and stencils and everything, it made it extremely easy to go ahead and get this done. Here I'm fixing to go ahead and, I add another leaf right above on the top and one down on the bottom underneath the words. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue the words to the card as well. Once I get that done, I will go ahead and flip it over and I will add quite a bit of adhesive, to be honest. I always like to make sure that my card backs stick. So, and I trimmed off the extra adhesive that I had at the top, and I will go ahead and adhere this down to my card base. And that finishes this card for me. No, it doesn't. I forgot. I pulled some sequins out of my stash and I added a little bit of shiny to the front of this card as well. So I have added a couple of white or iridescent sequins and some tealy colored ones as well. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm going ahead and adding those down to the front of the card, and that does finish this card off. Please make sure to check out the Brass and Bliss website. Today is the launch of the new site, and it's gorgeous, and there's tons of stuff to check out. Thank you so much for watching this, and make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye!